In this Mass Effect Legendary Edition build guide, I'm going to cover my Mass Effect 1 Infiltrator build, which is an Infiltrator build well suited for mid and long range combat. I'll be sharing the best talents to prioritize, what it means to choose the Commando Specialization for your Infiltrator, the optimal weapons, armor, and mods to equip, and the Squadmates to take with you on missions and assignments. If you've been looking for a way to effectively play as an Infiltrator, then this guide is for you. The Infiltrator class specializes in shooting enemies from afar thanks to their sniper rifle's talent and assassination ability, to the point that these can guarantee one-shot kills. In cases where this class has to approach enemies, they will have to switch to a pistol, which performs excellently in terms of accuracy and damage dealt in mid-range encounters. What makes the Infiltrator versatile is their capability of employing tech abilities in addition to their combat proficiency. This class can easily debuff enemies with overload and sabotage by weakening their shields and overheating their weapons, so they won't be able to momentarily fire with them. The Commando Infiltrator build pushes your versatility and power even further by increasing the damage you deal with all of your weapons while reducing the cooldown of your assassination ability. This means that your chances of efficiently killing enemies increases even more. In this section, I'll talk about the different tech, combat, and auxiliary talents and abilities that you should focus on to make the most of your Commando Infiltrator build. Note that the number of talent points I've allocated is based on reaching level 50, although there is no level cap in Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. There are 3 tech talents that you'll have to put sufficient talent points into because they will help you hack through security systems, repair your vehicle, and provide you with abilities to debuff enemies. The electronics talent gives you the electronics skill to bypass security systems in order to proceed in quests and to unlock more assignments or side quests. Hacking through these systems also lets you gather more XP so that you can level up faster and efficiently allocate your talent points. You can also more quickly repair your Mako's vehicle damaged hull every time its shields are down. In addition, this talent strengthens your shields, making you more resilient in combat by being able to absorb damage. Electronics also grants you the Overload ability, which enables you to directly inflict damage on enemy shields and to make them susceptible to a larger number of attacks for a short period of time. Stripping synthetics and organics, such as the Geths and Krogans respectively, of their shields is very important in order to weaken and kill them quickly. Note that even if they still have portions of their defenses available, you and your squadmates can use any of your special abilities to take them down. I recommend investing 9 talent points into electronics so you can unlock the Master Overload ability and therefore maximize its function. The dampening talent will also be made available to you at rank 4. The dampening talent and ability increases your tech proximity mine's explosion range. These proximity mines are set off and deal extra damage every time you use overload, sabotage, or dampening. Dampening's best function is disabling enemies from using their tech and biotic abilities, which means that they cannot debuff or employ crowd control techniques towards your squad. You can either use dampening before or after you begin damaging enemies, with the ability being essential either way. I recommend investing only 6 talent points into this talent so you can at least unlock the advanced dampening ability, which will be enough to serve you well at the start of combat and in clutch moments. The decryption talent grants you the decryption skill, which can be used to unlock containers in order to obtain weapons, armor, and mods that you can equip and sell for credits. Similar to the electronic skill, you can gain additional XP by unlocking these containers. You can also turn unimportant equipment into Omnigels. Omnigels guarantee that you're able to decrypt secure objects in the future if you fail to manually overwrite them if you prefer to automatically have access to them, so having a lot of these in your inventory is handy. This talent also increases the explosion damage you deal with tech proximity mines every time you raise its ranks. Additionally, decryption gives you access to the sabotage ability, which lets you overheat enemy weapons to prevent them from using it for a period of time. Sabotage also deals damage over time by burning your enemies. You can use this ability when you're about to initiate attacks to prevent from getting shot. Sabotage can also be a lifesaver, especially when your shields are down and your HP is already low, because your enemies will not be able to kill you right away, giving you enough time to hide behind cover. I suggest investing 9 talent points into decryption so that you can unlock the Master Sabotage ability, and therefore maximize its function. The First Aid talent will also be made available to you at rank 7. There are 4 combat talents that you'll put the maximum number of talent points into, which is 12, that will make your Commando Infiltrator build deadly and durable in mid and long range combat encounters. These are sniper rifles, pistols, tactical armor, and Spectre training. I'll explain why these are highly prioritized and how they integrate well into your build. The sniper rifle's talent increases the accuracy and damage dealt by your sniper rifle, making you more deadly from a distance. It's important to keep a huge distance between yourself and your enemies when playing with this weapon, otherwise you'll be overwhelmed by their attacks. Note that the best sniper rifles can only shoot about 2 shots before overheating, so it's very important to make sure that you accurately hit enemies to instantly kill them. This talent also grants you access to the assassination ability, which significantly increases the damage you deal when shooting with a sniper rifle. At max rank and with a Master Assassination ability, you'll be able to inflict plus 300% damage. Thanks to the improvements made to the sniper rifle stability in the Legendary Edition, it'll be easier for you to aim and inflict headshot damage to kill enemies more efficiently and effectively. The pistol's talent functions in the same way as sniper rifles, except that the bonus accuracy and damage increases are accorded to your pistol. You should immediately switch to your pistol when enemies start running towards you. Ideally, you'd prefer to shoot them at mid-range, however sometimes you'll have to do so up close with the help of your squad mates. This talent also gives you access to the Marksman ability, which raises the accuracy in shots of your pistol before it overheats and is rendered unusable. At max rank, you can use Master Marksman to raise your accuracy by 60% and to decrease the heat of your weapon completely. The Tactical Armor talent makes your character durable by increasing your survivability. What makes Tactical Armor significant to this build is that it allows you to equip Medium Armor, which is restricted to most classes in Mass Effect 1. With Medium Armor, the damage you receive from weapons and melee encounters further decreases by 16%. Additionally, your resistance towards tech and biotic abilities are also increased by 16% with hardening. However, note that this defensive stat isn't as useful as it should be, since you'll still be susceptible to tech and biotic abilities regardless. Tactical Armor also unlocks the Shield Boost ability, which restores 50% of your shields per second, letting you instantly protect yourself from damage once it's been depleted partially or completely. Lastly, the Finesse talent becomes available to you at rank 6. The Spectre Training talent can be unlocked after you become a Spectre when you complete a Citadel mission within 2 hours of playing. Spectre Training makes your character stronger by raising the accuracy and damage you deal with weapons and making your abilities more powerful in addition to your higher max HP. This talent also grants you the Unity ability, which you can make great use of to revive dead squadmates in combat. This ability is especially helpful in fighting bosses when the chances of dying becomes higher. Also at max rank, you gain access to Master Unity so you can restore 50% of your down squad's HP and 100% of their shields. There are 2 auxiliary talents which are useful to you even if you don't allocate too many talent points into them. These are Finesse and First Aid. The Finesse talent increases your max HP and gives you access to the Immunity ability. Immunity bumps your protection from damage or the amount of damage you can absorb without dying by 75%. This ability is especially useful when you're peeking in and out of cover or moving to a safe area, which makes you vulnerable to attacks. I suggest investing only 4 talent points in order to gain access to the Immunity ability. This should be sufficient to keep you alive in combat. The First Aid talent allows you to restore a portion of your squad's HP. I recommend increasing it to rank 4 so that you can give back 70 HP every time you use a Metagel. In this section, I'm going to discuss the unique class talent for this build as well as its evolved form or specialization upon completing a certain quest. The Infiltrator class talent reduces the heat buildup for both pistols and sniper rifles, allowing you to shoot more with either weapon before needing to wait for them to cool down. Furthermore, this class talent also increases the damage you deal with tech's proximity mines. You can only allot a maximum of 6 talent points into this. At level 20, when you access the Galaxy map, the assignment UNC Rogue VI on Luna will be given to you by Admiral Hackett. Upon completing this side quest, you'll be able to choose between 2 specializations, namely Commando or Operative. Either specialization will increase the rank of your Infiltrator class talent from 6 to 12. Note that the talent points you may have allotted to your class talent prior to unlocking your specialization will carry over, and you'll be receiving the same bonuses from rank 7 to 12. Commando grants you bonus damage to all of your weapons. This specialization also vastly reduces the cooldown time of your immunity, assassination, and marksman abilities by 25% when you reach rank 12. Conversely, Operative focuses on boosting the tech proximity damage by 50, as well as the shield and burn damage you inflict. Additionally, the range of your overload and sabotage abilities is increased by 2 meters. Between the 2 specializations, however, I highly recommend taking Commando so that you can inflict greater damage with your sniper rifle and pistol, and you can use their corresponding abilities much more frequently than ever before. Every time Shepard explores the different clusters of the galaxy, you'll be asked to select 2 squadmates or companions to bring with you. In Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition, there are a total of 6 to choose from, each with their own combat, tech, and biotic specialties. Remember that their levels are the same as yours even if you left them in the Normandy ship. Since your squadmates' talents are fewer than Shepard's, they receive lesser talent points every time they level up. As a Commando Infiltrator, you specialize in dealing tech and combat attacks, however you lack the biotic abilities necessary to employ crowd control measures. Because of this, you're not able to immobilize enemies as often, especially those who are near you. This is why it's best to bring Dr. Liara to Sony, who is a pure biotic specialist. You can recruit her after completing Find Liara Sony mission. Liara has AoE biotic abilities that render enemies useless by letting them float in midair with lift and hurling them across the room with throw. She also has the Warp ability, which weakens enemy armor and inflicts damage over time. Liara's most notable biotic ability is Singularity, as this allows her to clump enemies together in a vacuum in order to make them float. This is very useful in conjunction with Shepard's Sabotage and Overload abilities in order to easily hit these enemies. Despite these powerful biotic abilities, Liara lacks combat skills, which means she doesn't receive bonus damage from any of her equipped weapons. She is also not as resilient compared to other squadmates because she can only wear light armor. As a result, Liara should not be a frontliner in combat. In order to balance your need for additional firepower, you'll need a durable combat specialist, specifically Ashley Williams. You can recruit her after completing the Find the Beacon Continue to the Dig Site mission within 30 minutes of playing the game. Most of Ashley's talents are directly lifted from the soldier class of Mass Effect 1 except for Charm and Intimidate. Because she receives bonus damage in all weapon types, Ashley is well suited in shooting from any range. When enemies are running towards your squad, you can make her switch to a shotgun to shoot them at point-blank range. Additionally, Ashley can also equip heavy armor, making her the ideal candidate to approach enemies while withstanding their attacks. Keep in mind that you do not have to take these companions for your squadmate and you can choose any you wish, but these are some suggestions based on this class. When it comes to weapons, it's important to focus on those that give you bonus damage even if you can equip and use any of them without any penalty. For the Commando Infiltrator build, you should equip the Sniper Rifle and Pistol Spectre gear. To acquire these, you'll need to unlock the Rich achievement by having 1 million credits and reaching level 50, which are doable as long as you complete the majority of assignments. If you don't reach level 50 but you get the Rich achievement, you can still obtain lower versions of the Sniper Rifle and Pistol Spectre gear, specifically HMW SR7 and HMP 7, which are still far superior than other weapons in the game. You can purchase Spectre gear from the CSEC or Alliance Requisition Officers located in the Citadel and the Normandy, respectively. For the Sniper Rifle and Pistol Spectre gear, you can add 2 weapon mods and 1 ammo mod each. With weapon mods, I recommend the Kinetic Coil 10 because this increases the stability of your Sniper Rifle by 28%, allowing you to easily hit enemies, and it also provides extra 7% damage. When it comes to the pistol, Combat Optics 10 is a viable option to improve your line of sight in combat because enemies would often jam your radar, making it tough for you to spot their positions and total number. This mod also raises your hit accuracy by 21%. For both weapons, you can choose the Rail Extension 7, which boosts your damage by 29%. The only drawback is that your weapon will overheat a bit faster. However, this shouldn't be a problem since you can one-shot enemies with your Sniper Rifle, and you don't need to shoot too often with a pistol to kill them most of the time. For ammo mods, I suggest switching between Tungsten Round 7 and Shredder Round 7, which deal an additional 40% damage to synthetics and organics respectively. More often than not, you'll be equipping the Tungsten Round since you'll encounter more synthetics as opposed to organics. Occasionally, you can also use the Polonium Round 7 because this lets you deal 5 damage per second on top of the extra 55% toxic damage you inflict. When it comes to armor, you can equip medium armor by leveling up your tactical armor talent to rank 7. This means that you're more protected from receiving damage and thereby from HP reduction. The best medium armor you can have is the Predator M10, which you can attain by first purchasing the Armax Arsenal license from Expat in the Citadel's upper markets. Next, you can buy this armor from the Alliance Requisition Officer if your level is 50+. Note that the Predator M10 appears randomly in the merchant stock, so it is not a guaranteed purchase, unlike the Spectre gear. Alternatively, you can acquire it from locked containers, but the drop rate is low. Final tips. When selecting your pre-service history and psychological profile during character creation, note that it isn't super important what you choose here, as these choices mostly affect dialogue and so have no real impact on the build. Feel free to choose whatever you like that suits your personality of Shepard that you wish to play. As an Infiltrator, you'll be equipping an Omni tool to use your tech abilities. This can also grant bonuses to your shields, tech cooldown percentage, and metagel recharge rate. You can use any high version of Omni tool you come across. Lastly, make sure to equip higher versions of sniper rifles and pistols if you don't have access to the best Spectre gear yet, as these will contribute to the success of your build. The Harpoon 8 and Volkov 7, as well as the Karpov 7, are good alternatives to your sniper rifle and pistol respectively because of their decent damage and accuracy ratings. The same is especially true for your medium armor, since the Predator M10 is pretty tough to obtain. A good option is the Mercenary 7, which offers acceptable shields and damage protection on top of 2 mod slots. You can get all of these in locked containers. The more efficiently you eliminate your enemies, especially bosses, the better, because this lessens your exposure to their attacks. Stay tuned for more build guides for Mass Effect Legendary Edition, and be sure to check out the Mass Effect Legendary Edition wikis if you have questions about the games.